Hello, everyone. My name is Jay Martin. This is a
Hello.
3v3 game. I'm joined by a few friends of mine. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Clover, and I'm in a J Martin video.
Uh, Hello. My nick is Lancer from the Unity clan.
Hey,
Crucible's
I'm
also
Crucible.
hanging out. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm Crucible from Unity Clan.
These guys popped in to watch a replay with me. We're seeing a whole bunch of Cavs storm across the center of the field on Italian grasslands. Playing in this one on the right is the Goon squad, consisting of the single most polite player in all of Total War. That's Green up there as Austria. In the center, playing as Ottoman, that's Melkor, heck of a player. On the bottom, somebody using the Steam tag King of the Animals. I don't know who that is.
It's Melas
Yeah,
from Imperial
that's
Night Guard.
exactly.
I gotcha. On the left side of the screen is the team named Happy Snails, cutest name in the tournament. Up top, you got Saladin, then Chuan and Valak. Prussia, Spain, and Russia, respectively. It looks to me like the team on the right got the advantage in the pick ban draft of what nations are going to be played. Gentlemen, tell me, how does the opening on Italian grasslands usually go?
Well, you try to engage your cavalry on the hill and try to get an advantage by winning the cavalry fight on the hill, I guess.
Something I would point out, it looks like the Swedish army is awkwardly positioned here. Half their army can't shoot. How would you
Yeah,
play this?
most of the time players do fight for that force, but
Yeah.
as we see here, Russia didn't choose to play for it. But a mistake I see is that he actually put his Jaegers on the hill, but most of them were getting charged by Swedish cavalry. What I would do was I would use the left part of my army to flank or push back Russia in the flat hill.
What seems to be happening to me is that Spain is able to push a little bit into the Austrian. Maybe not. Are you
Well,
comfortable
Spain,
with this? Go ahead, Crucible. You talk for a minute.
yeah, Spain is gaining or was gaining an advantage by probably better cavalry usage on the hill because the Ottoman infantry didn't get up till now, and the Spanish infantry is up. So at the moment there is an advantage for the Spanish troops there. But well,
But what I noticed that the Spanish cavalry is dying, and when we see that Ottoman has still
yeah,
have left.
yeah, the situation will change, and the attacker side on position 2 doesn't really need the hill. It's like not a disaster if
Yeah,
position 2 doesn't get up or has to retreat from the hill,
yeah.
because position 1 can defend in that case in that forest on position 1, and position 2 can defend the position 2 forest from attacker side.
That's an interesting point you raised because when I first watched this replay, I was very concerned about the Ottoman position here. I felt that if they couldn't get up the hill, that would allow Spain to turn left or right. And you think this is a little irrelevant?
Not irrelevant, but it's still possible to win the game, but from attacker side if you are getting pushed down from the hill. But from defender side, it's kind of not possible anymore to win when
I
you are
see.
getting pushed up from the forest on position 1 or position 2, especially on the hill.
Well, if we resume the play-by-play, the Janissaries are committed now. I like the move early.
But
And
we see
it's
no Cav against them, so
good point.
Yeah, there is no
Sweden has
cavalry at all.
decided against the flank play and is pushing all in through the hill here.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Spanish player did not move closer with his infantry as long as he had the advantage on the hill. And now we see that Ottomans are on the hill and, well, destroying kind of the Spanish troops, and Austria is also in their ranks and getting the advantage in the forest. But, well,
But
I'm not seeing what kind of troops are on the flank, to be honest. It's probably Prussian Fusiliers from...
But what
Yeah.
is Austria doing right now? It's a pretty strange positioning, in my opinion.
Well, he lost on the flank. I don't know.
My feeling is I slightly prefer the Austrians' position in the forest, but I kind of feel like the quality of the Prussian army wins in the end here.
Yeah.
Well, position 1 favors a lot attacker side.
So that would be Austria.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we can see that the Prussian player is doing quite well. He's winning out the shootout.
And we see Austria trying to go melee. And Bane actually gets pushed back out of the forest.
Well,
That
swords.
seems big.
Yeah.
I mean, that's big, right? Like,
It is.
Yeah. Well, the center forest is really important in the game.
But it's pretty obvious then when the swords are coming and you don't have cavalry, then it's over.
sure. I mean, all these Spanish units here are at 30 or so.
Yeah, and we can see the Austrians are also going melee still.
Russia's
Yeah,
got a
but,
lot of units.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Russia is still quite healthy, and Sweden, I don't know where he used all his army, but he probably had a lot of cavalry and committed charges against the lights and lost more than he gained.
Hmm. Do you guys like to play? I mean, if you play Sweden on this map, are you bringing 8 units?
Well, to be honest, you mean cavalry.
Yeah, sorry.
To be honest, it's quite effective, but personally, I don't like to spam.
My man.
Cav-
See, we should hang out more often. I just feel super comfortable here. This is a safe
Yeah.
space for me.
But playing 8 cav, it's brutal and it's very effective.
Yeah.
Yes, Sweden is like the superpower of nowadays with
Yep.
the 8 shooter cav army. It's or even 9 people are playing even 9. So and also people from Unity. But well.
What a bunch of jerks! Gosh.
Yeah, I also kind of dislike it, but as Lancer said, it's very effective.
Yeah, and like on positions like defender side position 1, it's necessary to do this to survive.
No, it's you can also play with friends with like 6 cavalry. It's also
But I would argue that Ottoman and Sweden are the most effective on position 1 defender side.
Yeah.
All right, so observation I made. These guys here aren't fighting. And they're being held off by these 3 Spanish units here.
Yes.
These guys
Yeah.
get involved, I think it's lights out, right? You want to see these units doing something.
Yes, I agree with you totally. We see that they can push the middle and split Spain and Russia.
Yeah.
But apparently they are doing it. But I am assuming they will.
Sweden has a very, very bad position, like the whole game, but especially now because he is shooting. I think is it still light infantry? No.
Well,
One. He
it's
routed one and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there is this edge of the hill, and he's shooting against that. So Russia has a slightly better position
Yep.
there.
All right, I was curious
so-
about this. Let's do the line of sight zoom.
So basically, Russia hits more than Sweden does because of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Fun. Still not moving.
Yeah, can you show the position 1?
You got it.
Because okay. Yeah, we see that Austria, probably with the help of the Ottoman forces, pushed Prussia
Yeah.
back, and they are winning this side now, so they probably don't feel like it's necessary to also
But
push
it's
the middle.
still close in my opinion. It's still like not decided yet on the flank. We see Austria struggling to win the Prussians.
Well, it's
Yeah. And also the Russian cavalry is around.
Yeah.
those get stronger the longer the game goes.
Yeah. I don't know why he is not charging his cavalry against the small Austrian units
Mhm.
on the flank.
Yeah.
But,
Especially the lights.
Well, he's probably distracted because he's fighting down here too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's losing there.
Well, and finally this action happens.
Yeah. As you said, it was kind of late to do this because the Spanish troops in the middle are so weak that
Yeah.
they actually can't hold them off, but well, better late than never.
But I think it's just micro intense right now, especially for the Ottoman player and the Russian.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting subject that we don't talk about very much. Is how do I want to phrase this? But the cost of attention span when you
Yeah.
split armies across the field like the Russian cav up there. I feel like I see this on the Arid Cliff games in specifically, that if I watch you guys play a game and every player has their own defined sector of the field, you know, Lancers on the left, Clovers in the middle, Crucibles on the right, and I want to say I watched you guys play a game against another team where the third player brought their army up and tried to fill in spaces all across the hill, and then subsequently lost. Purely, I think, because their micro couldn't handle looking at that much map, whereas you guys had your own, defined areas where you deployed your armies. I think it's an interesting subject.
Yeah.
I think it's quite possible. Like, what do you think?
I
Well,
think it's possible, but it kind of depends. On arid cliffs, it's the space is so limited. Even if you split your army and fill gaps, it should be no problem to like have an overview of.
But you need to have good communications with the team players doing that.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. But probably not the point what J. Martin was saying.
Yeah, I mean,
on
I understand what you're saying, Crucible. Like, players of your caliber, I feel totally can handle that. I think that more regular human beings, on the other side of the map, hey, I just dropped a square, and, there's the game, right?
I mean, what I wanted to say is that like on maps like Syrian Ridge, when I don't know, position 3 is sending a cavalry to position 1, then that's like half a mile away. So that's a very long way to cover with your camera.
Sure.
You can't cover that with your camera, even with the debug camera. But on arid cliffs you can, even with the normal camera actually, because the space is limited. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, and I think you're right, and maybe I put up a bad example or whatever, but that turned out to be the game. Congratulations, Melkor. Top kills, it looks like. Any, you guys have any overall thoughts on what we just watched?
I think it was just very attacker-sided, and the Ottoman pick was just brutal.
Mm.
But Saladin did very good, in my opinion, with
Yep.
Russia against Green. Green is a very good player with Austria on position 1. And, well, he kind of struggled to beat
Yeah,
Saladin.
he stood his ground,
Yeah.
Salahadin.
Yeah, I thought that was well played. I think the big my big question was, what was Russia's plan? Did we just fight for that hill? Can we turn left a little bit and help our Spanish teammate in the middle? And I didn't see a whole lot of execution out of that. Is, I guess, where my big question mark was. But thank you for joining me, everybody. And hopefully we can do this again. Continue to capture replays from the team tournament. It continues to go on. I will post links to the Discords and the challenge and all that and everything. Once again, guys, thanks for being with me. It's a nice little Saturday. Very late for y'all. Afternoon
Yes.
for me.
Yeah.
So get some rest, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. My name is Jay Martin. Thank you for the Unity guys for joining me on this one, and we will catch you in the next video.